Here's my disclaimer. I am a qualified builder with 25 years experience. I am not a financial advisor, real estate agent or tax agent, or a life coach. I'm not affiliated with any company, and this is not financial advice. All data and figures are based on public information and shared for education under the Idunn Foundation's housing mission. Please seek licensed, legal, financial, real estate or tax guidance before making any decision.
Hey, it's Odin here. So I've seen all these protests happening over the weekends and wondered why it's happening. It's because of housing. I know housing is front and centre on the protests. And I just want to talk about the housing part of it. So the protest organisers pointed to high rents and housing shortages as a reason to cut immigration. They claim that there was too many people coming and not enough houses. Yes, because migrants, when they first arrive, they actually rent. So their impact is huge on our rental markets. Yeah, so when you get population growth and it's mixed in with limited supply of housing, yeah, of course, that is a remedy for probably an uprising. But we also have to remember that immigration has been a part of Australia's history for generations. Now, it brings in workers, brings in families and diversity that strengthens our communities. But there's a shift, right? There's a shift, and it's from shelter to survival. And now that we have property as a privilege and housing as a human right. Society only works when people have a stable place to live. I'm sitting out here next to a fire. See, if you can see that. It's just burning rubbish, burning paper rubbish. But with that fire, it reminds me, I wasn't alive then, but we went from caves and tribes, so there was no ownership at the time. There was no concept of my land, my house. It was communal, shared by the group and for the better of the group. And children were raised collectively because survival depended on cooperation and not possession. If you remember, it takes a village to raise a child. It comes from that period in time. And then we got to agriculture and horticulture like 10,000 years ago. With the agricultural revolution, land became productive. Suddenly it mattered who controlled which patch of soil. Now fences and boundaries turned up. Now this plot is mine, that plot is yours. Land also brought the concept of inheritance. I pass my land down to my children. And that is when the ownership model was created. That I own the land, I own my wife, I own the lineage. But all around the world, property is recognized as power. The word real estate comes from royal estate, land held under the king's authority. Then we fast forward to today, property law, titles, mortgages, inheritance systems. The ownership concept is now fully protected by governments, banks and courts. But at its core, it's still the same story. Land equals security and family equals legacy. I'll just keep watching the fire because I have to keep stoking it. I've got a lot more papers, rubbish to burn. But history shows ownership was never about the cave or the hut. It was about stability and control. Maybe we should be saying, let's bring back the village concept. But with modern stability in a place where families thrive, not just to survive. Hey, okay, humour me for a little bit. Let's say that as of today, 8th of August 2025, there are 239,044 houses for sale in Australia. So if we subtract 72,000 homes for first home buyers, which is roughly about 30%, now we are left with 167,000 homes for sale nationwide. And Idunn Foundation is positioned to purchase the 167,000 homes, right? And the Australian Bureau of Statistics say 2.5 people per household. So we have to use that as an average. So we've got a whopping 167,000 homes. You multiply that by 2.5 people, that equals 417,000 people housed under the Idunn Foundation model. Right now, current rental vacancies are 37,863 dwellings. So that equals a national vacancy rate of 1.2%. If we add the 167,000 homes at capped rents, that would increase the rental stock by 4 to 5 times the current vacancy pool. So what it would do is lift it up to just over 5%. And that will move the market from shortage, at least to being balanced. So under the Idunn Foundation model, we capped rents at 30% of household income, and then all tenants would achieve affordability by definition. So mid-tier families, nurses, tradies, teachers, first responders would be stabilised. And the pros and cons of today's exercise? So immediate rental relief for 417,000 people. Rental affordability resets across major cities. Sends a signal property is housing. The cons, it requires $134 billion capital to achieve that goal. So it needs either government or private funding. That's what we need. If Idunn Foundation bought every non-starter home currently on the market, we could house 417,000 people affordably overnight. That's more than 10 times the current rental vacancy pool. It's about showing the scale. Yeah, so just to be clear on this target, is only for what is on sale today, all the houses that are on sale as of today. So there are still more houses coming onto the property market every day. So effectively there are actually enough homes to house everyone in Australia, if you get my drift. Anyway, if this mission aligns with you, should you accept, come, let's build this together. And if you are wondering why am I doing this, it's because I am no ordinary man. This is my purpose, and in loving memory of my beautiful boy Amra. Thank you for the likes, thank you for your time, and you knows how we ends these.